spirit, the universe, what is creation, and why do we even exist? What happened to these stories? These stories that our ancestors would tell us around campfires?
This lady has photographic evidence that Jesus is real. While on board an airplane, a lady and her friend were suddenly in the midst of chaos as an intense lightning storm hit. The plane started shaking violently, people were screaming, and the oxygen mask fell from the ceiling. In a last-ditch attempt, the lady prayed and said, "Jesus."
Thanks for tuning into another episode of Quick Reaction TV. If you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for new releases. It's free and helps the channel grow. I've got a wild selection for you today. Let's get right to it. Quik.
Even Buzz Aldrin was scared when he saw this. In 2016, a satellite took a picture of what experts believed to be a huge pyramid, and other than the fact that it was a good 10 times bigger than the Great Pyramid of Giza at 2 kilometers wide, the strange thing about it was that it was found in Antarctica. Now here's where it gets interesting, because upon hearing about this pyramid, Buzz Aldrin assembled a team to explore the pyramid. Unfortunately, he suffered a heart attack during the mission, but the first thing he tweeted after he recovered was a picture of the pyramid in Antarctica, simply saying, "We are all in danger. It is evil itself," before quickly removing it. A close friend of his later revealed that Buzz told him that we thawed out things in the ice we shouldn't have. But the question remains, what did we find that?
Did you know that somebody used these 3D glasses to create a device that can spot UFOs that's cloaked in the sky?
You know those 3D glasses that are red on one side and blue on the other, and you get them in movie theaters? He cut them up so that the lenses were separate, and he stapled them together, and he taped it on top of his lens for his iPhone. The red lets in infrared. The red and the blue together blocks out almost all visible light. And so the light that can get through is going to be the infrared stuff. There's not much ultraviolet light in the atmosphere, so it's really mostly infrared. But there is no visible light that's coming in because of the red and the blue together. So what he ends up getting is mostly the infrared. And he started taking videos with his iPhone with this makeshift thing of the Washington, D.C. area, and he started to get a whole bunch of UFOs. Interesting configurations, different shapes and everything. So the Washington, D.C. area was like filled with them. And these were things on demand, any 10-minute period that he would do it.
You mean to tell me these glasses right here, if I staple together and put them over my iPhone, we got an alien capturer that we can capture them cloaked on our phones? And we know what the infrared do. Once you start seeing the infrared, you start seeing in different dimensions. Y'all let me know in the comments. Y'all finna go buy some movie glasses and try this shit out? Like and follow for more wisdom, and stay tuned. Follow me on YouTube if y'all want this exclusive content. And stay tapped in.
Okay.
Listen to this prediction by Paul Harvey from 1965 of what the world would be like today, and tell me it's not spot on.
If I were the devil, if I were the devil, if I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness, and I'd have a third of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree, thee. So I'd set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions. Just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Within a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who wanted until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. And what'll you bet? I couldn't get whole states to promote gambling as the way to get rich. I would caution against extremes in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on TV is the way to be. And thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing. Paul Harvey. Good day.
Damn!
Let me know what you think in the comments.
I'm about to blow y'all mind because they're literally putting it in our face. So you're telling me we're still denying the existence of melanated Afro people in America pre-Columbus? I hope y'all know what's going on in the Grand Canyon. We have Sphinx statues in the Grand Canyon. Hieroglyphics. Oh, you see that other statue? There is an Egyptian temple named after an Egyptian goddess in the Grand Canyon. I'm pretty sure everybody has seen the Great Seal of California. You see that Amazon warrior who is depicted as white? Well, the original seal of 1510 was an actual melanated Afro woman, and her name was Queen Calafia, hence California. There have been depictions of her in caves, but you know they whitewash everything. I'm gonna let the goddess explain.
Calafia was described as a black warrior queen who ruled the mythical island of California. The island was inhabited only by black women who lived like Amazon warriors. What? California could have possibly been ruled by black women?
Y'all know Las Vegas, right? That's right next to California and Arizona where the Grand Canyon is. We talked about these Egyptian artifacts, crypts, all of that found in the Grand Canyon. Remember how I said they put it in our face without actually telling us? There's a spot in Vegas called Luxor with a pyramid, a sphinx, and Egyptian statues. They also have a museum that shows mock artifacts of Egyptians. I mean, come on. I'm gonna just show you an up close and personal picture. We also got skulls that resemble Afro people found in pre-Columbus layers in Mexico and Texas. And you can say, oh, maybe they just wanted to build it right there just because. But in all honesty, I'm not going for that. Every monument that's placed everywhere has a specific reason why it's there. There is sacred geometry and architecture that they don't want to tell us. Specific places like Washington, D.C., they put them in specific areas for a reason. So I'm not going for this. I want to know what y'all think, though, because all of this is not adding up, but it's adding up. So stay dangerous and keep your first eye open.
Sensational. This lady has photographic evidence that Jesus is real. While on board an airplane, a lady and her friend were suddenly in the midst of chaos as an intense lightning storm hit. The plane started shaking violently, people were screaming, and the oxygen mask fell from the ceiling. In a last-ditch attempt, the lady prayed and said, Jesus, you calmed the storm 2,000 years ago. Do it for us again today. And within 2 minutes of saying that prayer, the plane leveled off. The lady recounted that a still voice told her to press her film camera against the window and take a picture, and what she captured was amazing. As she went to develop the photo after the trip, the man who developed the photo just asked her one question: where did you get this photo? As she recounted this story to him, he pulled the photo out, and standing in the midst of the storm was a man in a white robe. Till this day, no one knows what the lady actually encountered, but some people say that.
Oh my God!
Ammon's haunting case, also known as the Indiana Demon House case, is a chilling paranormal investigation that gained significant attention due to its disturbing and unexplained phenomena. It revolves around the Ammons family, who claim to have experienced terrifying supernatural occurrences in their home in Gary, Indiana, during the years 2011 and 2012. LaToya Ammons, the mother of 3 children, first noticed strange phenomena shortly after moving into the rental house on Carolina Street. The family began experiencing unexplained phenomena, including footsteps, disembodied voices, and strange shadow figures. As the activity intensified, they realized they were dealing with something far beyond their understanding. One of the most unsettling incidents involved LaToya's 12-year-old daughter levitating above her bed, reportedly with a trance-like expression. The family also reported feeling a sinister presence in the house, witnessing mysterious wet footprints appearing on the floor, and witnessing their children being thrown across the room by an unseen force. The younger son of the Ammons family was said to have exhibited unsettling behavior during the haunting. Witnesses claimed that he displayed a disturbing phenomenon where his eyes rolled into the back of his head, and he uttered chilling phrases such as, "It's time to die," and "I will kill you." Alarmed by the escalating events, LaToya sought help from various religious figures, including local churches and clairvoyants, but none were successful in alleviating the disturbing activity. Eventually, the family turned to local authorities for assistance. When the case came to the attention of the Department of Child Services, DCS, officials became involved due to concerns about the children's safety. DCS case manager Valerie Washington visited the home and allegedly witnessed bizarre incidents, such as one of the children being lifted and thrown against the wall by an invisible force. These encounters led Washington to believe that an evil presence was haunting the family. Paranormal investigators, including renowned demonologist Reverend Michael Maginot, were also called in to investigate. They documented anomalous audio recordings, witnessed furniture moving on its own, and reported feeling intense cold spots and malevolent energy within the house. As news of the Ammons family's haunting spread, it attracted national and international media attention, generating both fascination and skepticism. Skeptics questioned the credibility of the family's claims, attributing the incidents to mental health issues or elaborate hoaxes. However, those directly involved in the case maintained the authenticity of their experiences. Ultimately, the Ammons family moved out of the house in 2012, leaving the haunted property behind. Although the paranormal activity ceased after their departure, the case remains a subject of intense debate and intrigue in the paranormal community. The Ammons haunting case serves as a chilling reminder of the unknown forces that can sometimes infiltrate our lives. Whether one believes in the supernatural or not, the unexplained events experienced by the Ammons family continue to raise profound questions about the nature of reality and the existence of entities beyond our comprehension.
Oh, hell no!
Let me know what you think in the comments.
I remember our ancestors used to use these campfires and they would tell the children about their soul, the spirit, the universe, what is creation, and why do we even exist? What happened to these stories? These stories that our ancestors would tell us around campfires that would activate our DNA don't exist no more because Hollywood came in and they took over our true essence. We create our reality through vision. If we can see it, then we can make it manifest. I had a big problem with Hollywood, these producers that always made black slavery movies. Every time Black History Month come around, we get another black slave movie. Oh yeah, more slave movies. And they also bring up movies from 50 or 60 years ago about slavery. We have no one telling stories to our starseeds about the universe. So Hollywood come in and give them Mickey Mouse, give them Disney World, give them all this fake illusions that have nothing to do with their soul growth or their spiritual journey. These campfire stories our elders told us, it means everything because it ignites the flame within us. I used to hate watching movies about slavery. I'm like, yo, we don't have no better future? But now I'm seeing so-called woke people. They're speaking about our ancestors went through this. Our ancestors went through this. Well, we are living a dream that our ancestors wanted. It is our time to now create a better reality. Start making more positive videos about our future. I understand how things work. time is just illusions, but patterns in life is actually real. So if we keep living the same patterns, we're going to get the same reality. So if our ancestors went through the trauma, then we're supposed to be the ones that heal everything, right? So once we remember we are our ancestors, and this childhood trauma that we are trying to heal is really past life after past life. We are healing reincarnations, not just childhood trauma. We are our ancestors. Different bodies, different names. And we're going to change this pattern. They are trying to rewind time and put us back in slavery. But our vibration don't work like that. And a lot of times, us woke people, we complain about the system. I just want to say, we can all come together, put money together, and get our own land and do something our ancestors had to dream of doing.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So, now as your soul is transcending this planet, nigga, most souls look into the light. It's the only light they see. You know what I'm saying? And they taught you in religion to go into the light your whole life. So if you was a true believer and had faith in any religion, right? You gonna hold that in your soul, nigga. So when you see that light, nigga, you like, oh, that's heaven. You gonna float into that motherfucker, nigga. And they gonna got him, snatch your ass up, bring you in, put you in a little container like this with dark matter energy bolts around it to restrict your dark matter energy from leaving it. And then they take your soul and they bleach it of all its memories. And then they redirect it back down to this planet again, because they know that once they come down here, you're going to step into a new avatar. All right? When women are pregnant, there is no life form in it. There's no life force, no soul is in that body until the water break. There's no soul in the body of that baby until the water break. When you pregnant and the baby, you think the baby moving, ain't the baby moving. Remember, you full of water. So any object underwater that's moving around is knocking against something. It's going to float and bang against shit. And these scientists didn't want to tell you the truth about you, nigga. They hid us from us because we the grand creators. So they got you thinking the whole time the baby is no. The soul, listen, the baby can't stand you once the soul enter that body. That's why your water break. Got us? Soon as that soul, that whole 9 months, your avatar is being used to grow the avatar of that new soul. Your avatar, all right, is being used, and his semen is being used to create a new avatar. You're preparing a new avatar for a new soul to drive in to ride in while it's in this realm, this reality. All right, because you can't walk in this reality with your astral body. It's rules to the universe, nigga. As above, so below. It's laws to every realm and reality. Just like you can't take this body into the physical realm. You got to take your astral body. All right?
Leave that dope alone. He needs to leave that dope alone.
If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Quik.